Behind me is Malaiha mountain, the end of the Hajar mountain, which starts in Oman for 700 kilometers, obstruct the view from the desert to the sea. Oman Gulf on one side, eastern, and the Arabian Gulf or Persian Gulf on a western end. This is probably the best place to talk about the Sharjah, its past, present, and future. In 1950, Sharjah has a population of 2,000 people. At the time when the new union was formed in 1971, 6 emirates came together. Sharjah was a city of 30,000 people. Later, in 1972, it was joined by another emirate, so the country with 7 emirates, which still exists today, is being established. It took another 12 years until Sharjah came up with 250,000 people, and another 10 till it reached 500,000. 2010, 1 million, 2022, 2 million people. Dubai, 3 million, Abu Dhabi, 2 million, and the rest, the remaining Emirates, total of 9 million people. Interesting thing is that less than 12% of population are Emiratis. Probably there is not a similar example in recorded human history of 5,000 years that one society transformed from one level, Bedouin level, to high-tech society like Emirates today. Today, especially 3 largest Emirates, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Sharjah, multi-million people cities, are home for the very creative and monumental skyscrapers architecture, for construction work which is not imaginable in most of the places on this planet, for very creative approach in art, culture, literature, education. Dubai, of course, is the Emirates very well known for having the biggest, the largest, the highest skyscraper in the world, Burj Khalifa, the highest restaurant, the highest hotel, the highest swimming pool, the largest airport on the planet, the biggest port on the planet. However, Sharjah and Abu Dhabi are not far behind. As a matter of fact, Sharjah is becoming educational university hub, not only of all 7 emirates, but of the whole Middle East. Tens of thousands of students every year come and enroll University of Sharjah. And boy, you should see this, the way how they combine traditional customs, habits with the highest technology, state-of-the-art amenities. I must say that I'm proud that I've been witnessing the growth of those 3 emirates for the last 20 years. The way they are doing it, economically, politically, financially, culturally, is excellent example to what heights human civilization can come. I hope that through the educational efforts, young people will go deep enough, learn, and try to get knowledge. I'm also very honored that the host of my visit is Princess Sheikha Bodour, and she was really kind enough to show me some parts of Sharjah. And we started where else than in the house of wisdom. It's not the symbolical tie with the Baghdad library or Baghdad's house of wisdom only. It's much more than that. We are witnessing people who think about the future, who rely on the young generations. Hi, my name is Dr. Sam Osmanagich. I have been researching pyramid and megalithic sites for the last 40 years. My Ph.D. is about the Mayan pyramids and I'm running the Bosnian Pyramid project. I am privileged today to be in the eastern part of United Arab Emirates. As a matter of fact, I'm in the Sharjah Emirate at the foothill of Jebel Faya. It's really famous archaeological site. Maybe the majority of the global public has not heard about it, but it has very great consequences on history of humanity. This is what they've been teaching us in schools until a couple of decades back. The origin of life on this planet through the Darwinism is just a result of the accident. Somehow, from the unorganic matter, we got organic matter. When it comes to humans, we are product of the multi-million year of the evolution from monkeys and apes to Homo sapiens. When it comes to civilizations, let's remind ourselves the Encyclopedia Britannica's writing. 50 years ago, they claimed that human civilizations are 3,500 years old, and they developed in Mesopotamia. 30 years ago, they expanded this to 4,500. Nowadays, they are saying about 6,000 years old civilizations that started with Sumeria. And as far as this area of the world, Arabia, and especially eastern part of Arabia, what's called today United Arab Emirates, they are saying, well, no permanent settlements, mostly place where the caravan routes were moving through. And what if nothing of what I just said is true? It seems that what biologists call the missing link between Homo sapiens and previous animal species will never be discovered. Even though certain species of apes were rather high on top of the animal kingdom, they were not even close to Homo sapiens, which is intelligent, artistic, and technological species. So from Neanderthals to Homo sapiens, it would take at least 5 to 6 million years of the evolution. And that's the reason why biologists are using this term, missing link. Well, if we checked what's been happening in the last couple of decades, we will see that the things have changed enormously. First of all, they were telling us that the humans were developed on the African continent millions of years back. We don't have scientific arguments for that. Hominids, yes, but not Homo sapiens. The oldest species of Homo sapiens were discovered in 3 countries of Africa: Morocco, Ethiopia, and South Africa. And in all 3 cases, between 200 and 300,000 years. When it comes to the hypothesis that humans left Africa only 55,000 years ago, again, we have problems with the most recent discoveries. Back in 2003, discoveries right here, just a few kilometers away from here, has shown that humans have been present here for much longer. When the results of the luminescence analysis finally arrived, they've shown that in the cultural level, 125,000 years old, the tools have been discovered. Which tools? Hand axes, knives, and scrapers. Obviously, the animals that lived here did not use those tools. They were result of the intention. Somebody made tools to hunt the animals, to remove the skin, and finally to clean it from the meat. So it's very obvious, even though the human remains, bones, skeletons, skulls, have not been found yet, that what we have here is the presence of humans. More recent discoveries of more than 1,000 tools are telling us something even more significant, that these were people with a permanent habitation in this area, possibly much, much older, maybe even 180,000 years. It changes the game completely, and it is happening right here in the Emirate of Sharjah. So at this point, out of Africa, we have three very significant locations. The first one is Israel. In 2019, they confirmed that there was presence of human over there 170,000 years back. The second one, surprisingly, is Greece, the peninsula of Peloponnesus, 225,000 years back. Now this is a complete surprise, because so far we thought that first humans and the first migrations came to Europe, in Western Europe, in the Basque country, 55,000 years back. The second cultural oasis, Central Balkan, 38,000, and the third one, Ukraine, around the Black Sea, 28,000. So now we need to change that also. So, when it comes to the Paleolithic times, it seems that they were much more complex than what we thought so far. So, over 125,000, maybe over 180,000. Luckily, we have some dating methods. Radiocarbon, obviously, in this case, won't be enough because it will take us back only for about 54,000 years. However, the luminescence method is showing us once we remove the layers of soil or sand and we expose, especially quartz crystal, to the light, to the sunlight, after so many years, we will know exactly when was the last time the quartz crystal was exposed to that light. And this is what's been shown in the case of the tools here in Sharjah Emirate. So, from the Paleolithic standpoint of view, this is globally important place. So, if during the very short course of a couple of decades, so much have been discovered, imagine what can be discovered in decades to come. It's just a matter of very systematic approach and enough money and investments in archaeology. And until 50,000 years back, humans were living here. They were having their settlements. They were using advantage of this area. This is the place where three different areas meet. One is coastal plain. The other one are Al-Hajar mountain range. And the third one is the plate with the desert sand. Al-Hajar or Al-Hajar mountain. Al in Arabic, the, Hajar, rock. So the rock or the rocks or the rocky mountain is actually a very important mountain range which runs for at least 700 kilometers. Most of it in Oman and some of it northeastern tip here in Sharjah. So when you have such three different areas, So flora and fauna is also different. When you had some springs, like we did have here in the past, obviously it's very good for all kinds of lives. So it's not surprising that the life was showing here so deep in the past. And it seems that in the period from 50,000 years back until the end of the last ice age, 12,000 years ago, there were not so much movement of humans. Probably the conditions were much more harsh and rigid. And then again, after the end of the last ice age, most probably after the Mesolithic times, with the start of the Neolithic, young Stone Age, we have humans here again. Not those in caravans, but also permanent settlements. 8,500 old stone structures were discovered in a nearby Abu Dhabi, on the island of Gaga. Stone structures. Modest rooms, but still they are telling us that people were not only passing through, but they lived here. Neolithic times, Bronze Age, Iron Age, every period is important, and I think that United Arab Emirates in the future will have very significant place on the world archaeological map.